Hey, everybody. Good to see you again. Lots of actual, I would say lots of actual like new developments been going on recently, which has been very cool. So we've got the surplus pool missions that Hunter has talked about previously. The development is underway. We're gonna be able to do end-to-end testing on those new missions in development starting early next week, I believe. So we made some really good progress on that. So pretty excited about that. And some more colony development news. Obviously, we've got construction missions that are closing today. We got Small House 25's closing. We also have a new item in Ship Hangar 1 that's going to be kicking off a construction mission this week as well. So that's going to be cool. More new items. We then have some of the updates that we put out to the store. You should have seen them recently. We have the new APR. What do you call them? Widgets, I guess, or little elements, little UI elements that tell you about the APR. We've got the coming soon tiles within the store as well. We also have the sell button on the individual tile, so you can go directly and sell right there from the store without even having to go through the entire search experience on the side drawer. So then in terms of new stuff, we're looking at some cool new UI features, which I'm not sure if Hunter's unveiled these yet, but maybe he can in the coming week or so. Some cool stuff around specialties and just making the UI a little bit more informative, also cool, kind of give you the information in line, which is really cool. So then we also are continuing to work on the staking V3. Again, that's really far along. We're also working on our new on-chain architecture, which is cool because it's going to spawn some other cool ways to interact with the game itself that we think is really cool from a platform point of view. And then last but not least, we're also working on delivering some documentation like we did for the Colony Development API, delivering some documentation for the Hazards API as well. And I'm trying to get an exact date on that. I don't have that, but it should be within the week. So as I know more, I'll reveal more. And that is what I have for today. Anything I missed, Stephanie, Hunter?
Yeah, no, I think that's good. We can probably go through some more community updates since we've been working on that as well. But yeah, the community stuff we've been designing, and that's pretty close. You talked about the hazard stuff, which is basically being tested now. The store updates going pretty well. New items in the store. Yeah, I think that's it. Does anyone have any questions about any of that? Yeah. We'll probably release a Medium article about the next mini game probably tomorrow. Should we talk about the new chain architecture? Is it ready? I think we should. I think we should at least give a little bit of an overview of it.
Yeah.
Okay, so the new chain architecture is going to be moving the core resource chain engine to the blockchain, which means that people who are, we're basically going to have blockchain transactions running the resource chain logic, which is good for a couple of reasons. First of all, it's going to offset a lot of our costs for running the game, the server costs to the blockchain, which is one of the main benefits of the Wax architecture being basically gasless. So we have basically a high transaction throughput that we're utilizing for the Wax blockchain. And then we're going to be rolling out a program called the Operator program This is for people who want to basically run these transactions. And we know that Wax has a pretty high amount of operators that exist that run automated programs for transaction volume on games like Alien Worlds, for instance. And so we're going to basically allow people to process transactions on the resource chain for a Marsha reward. And, this is something that will allow us to attribute a high amount of transaction volume and throughput to our game, which will increase the visibility of the game across different blockchains. So it's kind of a way for us to, reduce our expenditures from a server perspective, and then to be able to leverage the Wax architecture and ecosystem to operate the resource chain engine, because we are processing like 250 million transactions a month on our back end to run the game. And so, yeah, offsetting that to the blockchain will be really beneficial from a cost perspective as well as visibility perspective. So, yeah, there's essentially we'll get you guys all the details of that, but that's basically what we're rolling out in hopefully the next couple of weeks. So, like, how much longer do you think we'll be developing that, Charlie?
I think we've got another sprint to go on it. I think that, and then we're going to have to go through the phase of testing, but I think another sprint, and then we'll probably start doing the testing, even with some beta users and some things.
missions or like the requirements for those accordingly. So if you have a particular specialty that you've already gotten up to like level 12, you'll be able to go all the way up to level 20. So we're going to be adding that. And yeah, it's going to allow us to reduce our expenses, which is great. And it will also promote the project just in terms of the amount of daily active wallets and transaction volume, which is definitely helpful. So yeah, those are kind of the two focuses right now. And then the new hazard system is also being tested, and that should be getting implemented into the game in the coming weeks. So do we have our first Martian colony development next week? I would say we're probably gonna do it the week after. If I were a betting man, I think we'll be close to finished next week, but I think just probably it won't go live until the week of the 20th.
Yeah. What I had said we would be doing end-to-end testing next week in dev. So I think that's about right. And you are a betting man, Hunter. Just to be clear.
Yes. So to be an operator, let's get back to you on that. Marver, are you going to add more resources required for colony development? Yeah, so we're for sure going to expand out the colony development system. And so once we get surplus missions shipped, we're going to reassess some of the other colony development styles and potentially open up some additional pool types and probably make them a lot more frequent, because we have found that it's one of the highest engaged pieces of the game. And I think the more we can expand that out, the better. So we're going to just continue to invest time and thought into how to make colony development just more engaging and interesting. So I definitely think like having resources of different types would be one way. Having more prize pools of different sizes is another way. And, obviously like communities will give you certain bonuses if you all pile into a specific project. So there'd be some cool ways to strategize there. Okay, cool. Well, thanks, guys. All right. See you guys in Discord.
All right, everybody.